Well, hello, and welcome back to the backlog. I was all set to just come down here to the scatter yards and then work my way around here and eventually finish the game, but then we got Junie's bunker thing, and that apparently is over here in Holmes Rock, which is just right here. And we did open the Solheim facility here already, so hopefully it's around pretty close. And it's close, so I'm thinking what we'll do is we'll come over here, and then we'll head it down this way. Instead of going around this direction, we'll go around this direction, and end up here in the scatter yards, because it looks like both of these are scatter yards. This is Greenbelt, and this is over here in the hollow. So we'll just kind of pop over here, then pop down here, grab that thing, pop up here, give it to this guy, and then pop, and end here and finish the game, maybe? I don't know. So let's head over to Holmes Rock. Oh, great. We got a glitch. Okay. Yeah, there it is. All right, Solheim Bunker. We got to crack the facility. But before we do that, we just got a bunch of dice that we are given here. I don't have any more Solheim data, so I can't use this Neovind. So I will just use up some dice real quick. All right, we used a couple of dice. We're up to 424 currency currently. So let's dive over here. Oh yeah, we got a lot of people to choose from now. Okay, and so Junie is locked, so we don't need this. I'm guessing we don't really need Bliss. I think Eugene fits. Oh, she's got the nice endure stat over here. Oh, but she's only got 4 stress she can take. Yeah, let's take Eugene. Yep, let's go. Confirm. Confirmed. That's it. Seraphim nods toward the featureless asteroid. Those are the coordinates Junie gave me. You look out at the rock. It's like thousands, hundreds of thousands of other objects in the Starward belt. All these objects, much the same, spread across a huge circumference of space. A good place to hide something. That's it? Junie speaks up from the back of the cockpit. That's it, Seraphim confirms. She drifts forward, her eyes tracing the shape of the rock. There, she points. That hexagonal crater. She turns to you. That's the entry. You look at the dark spot on the already dark rock. It's a start. Manual labor isn't my favorite. Eugene comes in from the corridor. But long-lost treasure, I can get into that. You look out at the unassuming rock and wonder what it might contain. A few dusty tunnels, or something more. Time to go find out. Okay, we've got one whole option and some great dice for the peeps down here. Oh, that we really can't use. Okay, hold on. Junie, you hold on to that. We're going to get through here absolutely perfectly. Bunker access, good. Oh, this one's the not risky. That's risky, this is dangerous. It only got us 1 though, problems. Oh, but that was the neutral outcome. Oh, we got stress. I don't like stress. I'm not a big fan of stress. Okay, so then you gotta come this way. 2. Yes. Oh, but you did get a stress. You did get a stress. All right, well, hopefully you don't get the negative outcome, because I love another 2. Yes. All right, now 1 more. Let's hit a push. Pop a 4. I can do this one and get 5, or this one. I only need this one. Let's do this one. Here we go. Get the positive outcome? Yes, no more stress for me. New location discovered, and hopefully she can do it. Hack the doorway. She is the bomb.com at this jiggity jog. Let's go. 100% positive. Give me 3. Give me 3. It's just 2. Junie. That's just 2. Okay. I am tempted to try this. It's a 50-50. It's a 50-50. We can't get the positive one, but I think we're going to wait. We've got 5 supplies. Might as well give it a wait. I wish I got something for not using the dice, like, energy back or something. But no, that's not how that works. Oh, buddy, look at you with the good dice. All right, and let's look at her with the awesome dice. Give me 2. Boom, do it. Just 1. Junie, I could do just 1. Man. Well, that was not great. What do I want to put in here? It's risky, so I could put in a 2 and risk. I'm going to put in a 2. We're going to put in a 2 and get a stress. Let's put in a 3. There it is. We hacked the spire. When you enter the access spire, the crew suddenly went very quiet. The images of a vast space seen through the viewing windows, the pristine wall paneling, the cool, the quiet. There's a sacred mood to this place, a feeling of hallowed ground. When you entered now, as the facility's final entry lock whirs, flooding the passage with stale, dusty, 10,000 cycle-old air, Junie speaks. It's impossible. She drifts down the spire and out into the cavernous interior. A constellation of red specks mark the vast extent of the space, and within it, a ring of monolithic buildings curves away, running along the circumference of the massive chamber. You follow her, slowly, out of the doorway and into the bunker. With a name like that, you had imagined low, sloped ceilings, stark tunnels, a basement cut into rock, but this is a place. It's a cathedral, a cocoon the size of a city.
This is more like it.
Eugene follows you out into the cavern.
This is a treasure house if ever I saw one.
We aren't here to loot. Junie turns back to give Eugene a reprimanding look. This is a historic find. Eugene shrugs.
Historic or not, it's got to be worth something.
Descending to the ring takes a while. Despite the empty space, no one wants to rush through it. The feeling of entering a sacred territory remains, though the deeper you go inside, the more obvious it becomes that this place is more tomb than temple. You touch down amongst gray metal units, most of them featureless and dark. They tower above you now, their plain frontages revealing little about their function and interior. Stay close. Junie moves ahead into the gap between the two structures. This place is a labyrinth. Welcome, visitors. A pale flicker appears near one of the units, at the top of a square pedestal. I am the warden. Please provide access credentials. The flicker stabilizes into a figure, a statue of pulsing light. It pauses for a moment before repeating its request. Junie freezes and holds a calming hand out to you. She retrieves her deck, sliding it carefully from her backpack and turns it on. You look over at the warden, who waits patiently, wide-eyed and absent, restating its security request with a regular rhythm. You guess that this avatar just exists to make human interactions comfortable. Its true body is the facility itself, this vast interior ring speckled with sensors and systems. Suddenly, the warden stops speaking, then a flash of red passes along the corridor. Credentials not provided. Lockdown activating in 10, 9. You look over at Junie, whose eyes are rapidly scanning through a screen full of data. Listening. Junie stumbles through the pronunciation of the passphrase. Letter. Ilstead. She looks up at the warden's avatar expectantly. The warden flickers again, distorts, then stabilizes. Oversight connection not active. Re-attempting. It repeats itself again, then again, intoning the words in a regular rhythm. You look over at Junie, holding still as if encountering a wild animal. She meets your eye, but gives no indication of any action you might take. Loop bypass engaged. Welcome, officer. The synthetic voice shifts to a different tone.
Leonard Dahl,
The Avatar's white eyes stay blank and blind. And guests.
This thing's been working since Solheim collapsed?
Eugen raises an eyebrow.
Most of these protocols lost their minds long ago.
Junie looks back down at you, and then at the Warden. The figure flickers, staring over your heads into the dark. Are we good, Junie? She looks at the Warden. Warden, are we approved to access all facilities? Yes, Officer Dahl, the Warden replies. Please remember, you are responsible for the conduct of your guests while visiting your facility.
Hear that, officer?
Eugen grins at Junie.
You'll take the rap for me.
You move forward, pushing between the structures towards a large building in the hope that it holds the facility's central data core. As you do, you pass benches, barren gardens with desiccated grass. A drinking bottle floats in the air among the dust motes. This place is dead. Beware, officer. The Warden reappears in the dark, shimmering on a pedestal. Due to this facility's extended run cycle and the activation of the hibernation protocol, access to the central data store will be strictly limited. However, if you wish to show your guests the habitation facilities, I'm sure they will enjoy the tour. The Avatar remains expressionless, disconnected from the voice that accompanies it. On a personal note, I'm glad to see you return to the facility. The figure flickers. I'm happy to report that I am ready for program reactivation at any time. Junie stares at the Avatar. Thank you, Warden. She pauses. Can I ask how long ago the hibernation protocol was activated? Certainly. 11,473 Helian standard cycles ago. The Warden distorts. If I am in error, I apologize. Some subsystems have not been properly maintained. You look at the blind Avatar, standing on its pedestal waiting for an order that will never come. So many cycles in the dark, patiently holding this place together as it fell apart, resisting entropy in its bubble of the past. Thank you, Warden. That will be all. Junie nods to the Avatar, which promptly blinks out of existence, leaving only the dust and the dark. She turns to you and speaks quietly, though none of you know what sensors the Warden's fast body might have. My access, it won't last long, she sighs. We need to make the most of this. Well, yeah, let's go for the core. The Warden won't like that, but it's where the data is. She glances around. We can try to be delicate. Take it little by little. I don't know how long this will last, Junie sighs. Let's get on with it. Okay, we've got a new... Oh, Warden stress. Your nervous host. All right, ring facility or the bunker core. Well, we better go to the core first. Because if we do the core right, we should be able to... Oh, crud. Eugen, you can't do Daily Squad over here. Okay, let's do this. Extract the hardware. And hopefully not... Yes, bunker cast. That's the positive outcome. Let's get a 100% positive outcome here. And then we're going to push to get a 5 to get a positive outcome. And remove all stress. Yes. Okay, so we're halfway through the bunker cache. Haven't woken the Warden at all. Eugen completely helpless here. Let's slide over here. Ooh, Solheim souvenir. The hab units are like a museum, preserved perfectly in the sealed bunker. What can you find? And then Solheim tech. He's not so great at exploring, but he can search the storage for some goodies. So hopefully we'll get 2 and 2 and take all of it. 2. Yes, that's Solheim tech. And another 2. Come on. Come on. Beef me up. Yes. Oh, wait, did we get rare components? Oh, I like rare components. Very good. Okay, all the dice are spent. Cycle 3. Oh, garbage dice. Absolute garbage dice. Crisis event. +1 per cycle. Okay. Nervous host, gotcha. All right, we better go down here. We've got half to do again. Okay. Oh, this is not great. This is dangerous. Oh, Warden stress and just me stress. Great. Well, that can't happen twice in a row, can it? It absolutely cannot. Okay, we just need one more. I could push, get a 4, pop it up to a 5, and probably finish this, because these dice scare me. This I might be able to use. This is garbage. It's garbage. So yeah, let's push, get a 4, pop it up to a 5, dunk it, plus positive outcome. Yes. Done. Ginny removes her cable from the data core's port. She looks up from the boxy piece of hardware, one that wouldn't fit inside any ship short of a freighter, and stares at the domed ceiling above, an oculus at its apex, letting a shaft of light into the hall. It's a grand piece of architecture for what amounts to a massive piece of data storage. But then Solheim always did have a sense of grandeur when it came to its projects. Why should a secret signal monitoring facility be any less opulent than its other buildings? Find anything good? You took everything? No, she laughs. All that? She points at the core. Doesn't fit in this, she taps her deck. But I scraped the high-level stuff. That'll have to be enough. We should go, Junie sighs. I'm not sure how the Warden will react. She looks back over her shoulder at the vast core. I don't think we'll be let back in to get more. As if listening for its name, the Warden suddenly apparates on one of its pedestals. It stares, statuesque, across the hall, its eyeline way above your head. Officer Dahl. Its voice sounds strange now, stretched, drawn out. I have detected inconsistencies in the central data core. I believe there may have been unauthorized access. Junie looks at you nervously. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. I'll investigate when I can, but for now, my guests and I, she looks at you, have to depart. The Warden flickers. The Warden bends and warps. The Warden stretches, a pulse of digital noise. Screeches. Of course. The Warden's voice is still broken, still slowed. I hope you enjoyed your visit to this facility. Junie looks up at the blind statue. Something is moving inside it, making its skin, if it has a skin, bend away from its body. Wait. You wait, floating there in the dust. Junie approaches the pedestal. Officer Dahl, can I ask you when you'll return? The Warden blinks its wide eyes. The facility's been idle for many cycles, and without reactivation, we may face further difficulties in its maintenance. The Warden pulses. Has been so long. Watch. He watches Junie approaches the pedestal. I don't think I'll be able to return. I'm sorry, Warden. The Warden flashes red for a moment so small that you could almost believe you imagined it. This is as I expected, Officer Dahl. The Warden is still now, its lips no longer moving as they speak, its chest no longer moves to emulate breath. It is a statue. Thank you for your honesty. It has been an honor to serve you. I recommend you relieve swiftly. With that, the Warden blinks out. You and Junie kick off from the ring, outside the core, and rise up towards the spire you entered through. As you do, you watch a few of the red lights embedded into the framework of the cavern flicker. Junie turns to you as you ascend through the dark. Do you think the Warden is sentient? I mean, as a sleeper, maybe you... She goes quiet. I thought you might know... It could have become sentient. I don't know. It isn't. Could have become sentient. Since the collapse? Is that possible? I suppose with no oversight from Solheim technicians, the protocol could have developed some rudimentary learning skills. She pauses. Seems unlikely it would learn to think, though. She looks up at the approaching spire. Eugen is waiting for you in the access spire.
Let's bury this coffin.
Junie cycles the airlock, and you go through, now in your suits and helmets ascending the sealed spire. As you do, you look out of the viewing windows, and something catches your eye. The ring's red lights, and those few left on inside the cavern, are turning off layer by layer. You turn to Junie, but she's already looking out of the opposite side. The Warden is shutting it all down. Junie pauses. She's ending it. Oh no! You have to force the hatch back open at the top, and by the time you do, the spire is dark inside. The pristine walls no longer lit. You come out into a canvas of stars, an impossible number of them spread out in every direction. You take a moment to look at them. After being tucked away in the bunker, they seem impossibly bright and impossibly beautiful. You glance across at Junie and see she's looking up at the stars too, absorbing their light as if doing so might lift her out of this time and into another one where things were different. Okay, good. We can still hack the ring facility. I've got stuff to do.
Oh, and only a 2 in which to do it.
Well, let's give it a go. I got some stress. Okay. All right, let's one more cycle. Hopefully we get some good numbers here. Well, we got some okay numbers. Because I want my souvenir. This is not helpful, my dude. All right, well, let's certainly get 2. We might be able to get with this 4 here. Might be able to get it. We did. Ha ha ha. There's an unsettling quiet to the HAB units of the facility. A soft silence that blankets every room and hallway. It's obvious from the number of rooms, the detritus, the scale of the place that it was built to house hundreds, maybe thousands of people. Perhaps it did. Perhaps at the height of Solheim's control of the system, these rooms were filled with life. What kind of life would it be, though? Maintaining and running a secret installation inside a distant rock. No sun to speak of, no outside beyond the vast cavern that surrounds you. An eternal dark, punctuated by the flash of artificial light. And yet, even in such places, lives grow. You know that yourself, from being a sleeper. From your work among other sleepers in the most wretched and distant corners of the surrogate systems. Even in the endless dark, people find ways to live. Come take a look at this. Junie's searching on her own, a few rooms away. You glide through an open doorway into a living room with couches meant for zero-G use, a magnetic table, and a window that looks out to the regular constellation of red lights that describe the limits of this world. Junie's holding an object that makes you stop still and stare, blinking at what seems like an unusual reversal of scale. It's a model, you realize, of the rig. Not your rig, obviously, but a rig, or an MEV Rieger class, as the plaque in the base tells you. Mobile extraction vehicle. Junie follows your eyes to the plaque. Rieger class? She frowns. Seriously? That's why we call them rigs? She laughs, the noise bouncing back hard and cruel in the empty room. What does Rieger mean anyway? She sighs. Another Solheim mystery. You look at the model, still fascinated by seeing your ship rendered in such careful detail. You try to imagine what this model meant to those who lived here. A child's toy? A meaningless corporate knick-knack? The model's purpose remains opaque. There were so many of these flying around the system before the collapse, you know? Junie turns the model over to her hand. Solheim used to rent them out to colonists. I've seen the records. That was what they did here. They claimed the system. Then, rather than exploit it themselves, they provided goods and services to those who would. The workers paid for transit to the system, then accommodation, equipment, and access to mining claims. Other corps like XPR or Neovend paid Solheim to access this closed market to provide other services. Meanwhile, Sybil paid even more to test terraforming tech in the system. They built massive projects here, rich from work they only facilitated but never undertook. But then they collapsed. Yeah, that's what happens when you're built on other people's work. A few high-profile accidents, malfunctions, and the exodus begins. Once it starts, the shareholders lose trust, and Junie turns and squints out the window. Here we are at the far end of it. Here. Junie turns and hands you the rig model. A gift. You take it and turn it over in your hands. You see something on the base, some words scratched in that you can't read. You run your fingers over them. touching the past. That's the closest thing to a treasure I think will turn up out here. Junie sighs. The people who worked this place didn't have much to their names, it seems. And what they did have, well, so I'm own to that too. She leads you out of the hab units, passing countless doors, some sealed, some open, that lead to countless rooms where countless employees lived lives, or tried to, in the shadow of Solheim. Like it or not, this is what made the Helion system, what built the decaying structures you cling to as they orbit their star. What that legacy means now is a decision every resident of the Starward Belt has to make. Oh. Why is this still here? I don't know. I don't know why it's not. All right, let's head back. We have no stress to get rid of. But we've finished Junie's thing. Seraphim settles the rig at Holmes Rock, the old Solheim arrays glinting in the sun. Looking out at the station, you suddenly remember the model Junie gave you, and you take it out of your pocket. Seeing it in full light, you notice it's made from cast metal, surprisingly detailed and robust looking.
Well, look at that.
Seraphim glides over.
It's a mini-rig.
You let him take it. He turns it over in his hand, looking at it.
What a find.
He gazes at the model ship.
What are you going to do with that?
Keep it in my berth, not sure. Mount it on your console. I'm not sure. Seraphim looks at it a moment longer.
Got to be something worth doing with a model like this.
He pats you on the shoulder.
Maybe you'll let me look at it sometimes, huh?
He gives it back and glides out of the cockpit. Sleeper. Junie puts a hand gently on your shoulder. You turn to see her smiling a rare smile. Thank you for going out on a limb for me. I know that wasn't the most profitable job, but what we found, I'll be thinking about it for, well, ever. I managed to extract some data that you can use, and I'm going to search through everything we pulled out from the bunker. Junie looks down. I want to show you it was worthwhile. It was worthwhile. She nods. I'm glad you think so. I'll also start seeing where to find the kind of tools I need to work with data like this. Her smile is fading already, replaced by a familiar, determined stare. We can't let it go to waste, but my deck is not going to be enough. Darkside might be the only option. It's the biggest remaining Solheim facility in the belt, she sighs. I'll look into it. Either way, thanks for bringing me with you. I'm glad to be a part of this. The smile returns. For as long as you'll have me. She looks away nervously, and then before you can respond, she's gone. Off to find a corner of the ship where she can dig through the data she pulled from the past in order to build a better future. Oh, we got Solheim data and 2 upgrade points. Oh shoot. Do we just go in on this completely? We can't do this as well, can we? Wait, can we do both? Hold the phone, can we do both? I thought this was an either or. I did not think. Can I what? We gotta try this. Confirm. Oh no. No, undo. Undo. Cancel. Sheesh. No, I want this. This would be great also. Would make this so too stupidly overpowered. No, I guess we're waiting to get a plus. So everything that we have will be a plus to us. That'd be awesome. We just need to get 2 more. And look at all the stuff we have. All right, we got to come down here to this old fabricator and put in a couple of these and figure out what it provides for us. Rare components. Neovind collapse. Okay. So it's rare components. Okay. I don't know what else we're going to do with this, so I'm going to save the last 2. But if we need more components, I mean, we've got enough to fix 4 dice and then enough to fix another 3 dice. So we're good for now. We're fine for now. I could sell raw scrap here, but I kind of want to upgrade it into processed scrap. I forget where we did that, but look at all of these 5s and 6s. Let's go do all of this because we're going to need some money. All right, I'm going to grab all of this, refuel, refit. All right, and we're back up to full fuel, full supplies. We're missing a little bit of energy, but I think that's okay. Do I risk trying to get some more scrap with this 2? I mean 3. I'm going to try it. Boom! Got it. We're real hungry now, though. That's fine. That's fine. All right. Let's hit the map, hit the belt. All the way over here. Okay, so going from here to here and then here to here costs 1 extra fuel. Because it was 12 to go straight here. It was 6 to go there. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay. Up to the green belt. Have I been to the green belt before? There's usually a hello and welcome, and then we have to do searching. Greenbelt Depot. We can fill supplies. We can fill fuel. We're fine on supplies. Oh, it's only 21 to get fuel? Oh, yeah. Crank it up. And then storage. Retrieve spores. The depot workers aren't very happy about keeping the spores here for cycles. They won't release them to you till you pay a handling fee. Okay, so we need to get the spores. There's our spores. Well, that's good and done. Let's go into the cordon here. Fabricate permission. Or we can tuck your way in. Oh, this is not happening. This is easy. 66661. If this gets us 2 each. Yeah. I'll have an extra 6 and a 1 to just fabricate my own permission. Greenbelt buzzes with focused activity. The passage is full at shift change, then emptying once the work begins. It's a place that runs on its own schedule, but comfortably so. That comfort brought by being one of the largest food producers in the belt. There's always work in these fields, protected by a thick skin of transparent layers, and you can see why the humble life it offers has captured more than a few of the belt's itinerant workers. Sleeper? The voice, soft but forceful, takes you by surprise. As you turn, you're met with a delicate face, wearing a confused expression. Apologies, I mistook you for someone else. She covers her embarrassment with a smile. I'm Aki. What brings you to Greenbelt, friend? Just looking. Aki nods gently. Well, we aren't usually open to spectators, but I'll make an exception. She clasps her hands together. Come with me. Aki leads you through a series of doors, gliding down into passages cut into the rock, then up, following pipes into metal passages that cross the fields themselves. She stops on a bridge overlooking the soft curve of farmland that makes up one of the asteroid's 2 biospheres. Below, leaves flap in 0G, waves spreading out across the sea green. The varieties we farm here are specifically selected and customized for microgravity. She puts her hands on the railing at the edge of the... Yeah, it's not 0G, it's microgravity. Because, there's going to be some gravity holding things together. But if you're left floating in the middle of something, it may take you a while to fall. We feed them from beneath, irrigating and nourishing them through the very medium they grow within. The light of Helion helps us with this, of course. Aki squints through the transparent roof at the distant pale sun. Where does this food go? Where are these plants from? Oh, yeah. Solheim left us many things, including a few seed vaults filled with their own engineered microgravity crops. She turns to face you. Then there are the stacks found across the belt. Self-contained microfarms. We've been able to propagate crops from them in some cases. But how about you? Aki's sharp eyes take in your expression. Could you contribute to such a place? A green and growing strip in the grey belt? I'd like to. Aki smiles. Feel free to take a shift below anytime you wish. I'll tell the others to expect you. The plants, they have a kind of peace, an eternal quality that makes them seem less fragile than they are. Aki sighs. This place, like any other in the belt, has its pressures. It is for me to navigate them. She looks away, frowning at something in the distance. I must attend to those pressures. Excuse me. I'm glad our paths crossed. She bows a shallow bow. I hope they do again. And with that, Aki leaves you to look over the sea of gently waving green and impossibly beautiful, impossibly fragile glass case of growing things. New locations discovered. Very good. The wheat sheaf. The workers' bar. We can buy a meal. Not very exciting, but it's there. We can do a farm shift or we can do a maintenance shift. Let's do a farm shift and see what happens. Among the green. I've just lost some energy. Fantastic. Let's do a maintenance shift. Among the green. Oh, and we got energy from it. Oh, I was going to go buy a thing, but I guess we should probably spend a couple of cycles here. Just open up the green belt, as they say. As they say. Okay, that was actually, we got nine cryo just from sleeping, letting other people do all the work. Okay, yeah, it's just this place. And we've got, oh boy. So it's 2 for a positive outcome here, and 2 for a positive outcome here. Okay. I guess we should probably do the riskier ones first, so we can lose a little bit of energy if we're going to be gaining it back. Yes, just like that. Just like that. I notice we're not making any money doing any of this. We're just getting the energy. So at least they're feeding us. We got one. We got one on a 1. Nice. And this one finishes it? No. This one finishes it. Among the green. We got our neutral outcome, just barely. You have a natural ability with the plants. Aki's voice makes you look up from your work. It is rare. You expect Aki's typical warm smile, but she looks pale, distracted. I have something I want to discuss with you. She leads you out of the biome into the damp rock-cut tunnels that run just under the surface, all across Greenbelt. I'm sure you've noticed the section of our fields that's been lying fallow. Aki says as she glides through the low tunnel. It's been like this for it's been like this since I took over as administrator here. My predecessor was the one to fail it, and confidence was lost in his vision. She shakes her head, but we've been unable to recover it. No matter the crop, the preparations, nothing will take. Aki leads you through a set of double doors and then up to the second biosphere. Immediately, you feel a difference. The air is dry and a thin, choking dust fills the space. Aki puts out a hand and rubs the dust between her fingers. With its output halved, Greenbelt is under threat, she sighs. Those who wish to control this place are circling. We cannot lose our independence. But I wasn't always in the belt. Aki stares out at the dry landscape. I was born on a moon, Ember's Step, a failed experiment in terraforming from before the collapse. We survived by cultivating the dust. I came here, like many, in the shadow of the war. My ship lost. Aki pauses and takes a moment, the loss still fresh in her mind. But it held the key. Aki looks to you, and perhaps holds it still. She wipes the dust from her fingers. Step silk, a plant that thrives in the dry and the dust, a plant that might thrive here. I've seen your ship, and you've shown me you are to be trusted. I want you to go to the remains of my own, the wind's long shadow, and try to recover anything we might use. A plant, a husk, a seed, anything. It's a desperate step. She frowns and looks away. Where's the ship? The wind's long shadow lies wrecked beyond the sunward edge of the belt. Beyond Helion Gate. Aki pauses. I don't know what remains. My crew and I were lucky to escape. Greenbelt has reserves of cryo for moments like this. We'll pay you for the retrieval, of course. depending on what you're able to retrieve. Aki sighs. This is our final recourse. I hope you'll not be judged. I hope I'll not be judged as harshly as my predecessor. Come. Aki turns. Let us go back to where the green things grow. She smiles. It's a better place to consider the future together. And Aki leads you away from the barren biosphere. The doors scissoring shut behind you. Aha! New drive, new contract.
Let's go.
Oh wait, we've got 2 dice that we can't use, right? We can't use them here. And we can't use them here. I could use them here to try and get rid of some stress, but...
we've lost some stress. I feel so much better.
Okay, wasted 6. Bill. Find the help Nimba, help Aki. Oh, it's at Helion Gate? We were just there. Okay. Let's do this. We're gonna go to the map. We're gonna go to the belt. We are gonna, this is Winds, Long Shadows, and Helion Gate. So we're gonna fly all the way over here to Holmes Rock. Yep, confirm, get going. We're gonna, wait, it's not Holmes Rock. No, it's not Holmes Rock that we need to go to. But we needed to go here anyway. It's fine. We need some fuel. But not a ton. That should be fine. And then we can help offload the freighter, get some money back. Okay. We gotta bop over to... It's here, the far spindle. Yeah, it's the far spindle. Oh, we got some good dice. We can align the arrays or interpret the signals. But we gotta come down over here to the kitchen, because we got those spores for you. Hey, Nimba! Nimba! Yes, the spores are delivered. You remembered us. Nimba appears at the loading dock, slate in hand as you load the crates into the back of the kitchen. I'm a little surprised. You look at the chef. He looks tired, though his sharp eyes haven't dulled in the time between your meetings. Happy to surprise you. Well, I'm not that surprised, he smiles, but it's still a pleasant feeling. Nimba glides over to a crate to take a look. He squints at the crumbled corners and bent lids. Not in great condition, though. How long have these been bouncing around your hold? They were like that already. Now that I can believe they didn't bother to bring them to the right station after all. I have a place picked out in one of the bays to cultivate these. Warm, damp, near the air recyclers. He pushes one of the crates gently into the kitchen. Shouldn't take long before we have mushrooms to cook. You follow Nimba into the kitchen, remembering your shifts working here. They were long, but the company was good. And as with all things, the difficulties have faded with time, leaving a golden sheen behind. Nimba seems to catch the way you're looking at the kitchen. Much the same as before, I'm sure you noticed, but twice as oversubscribed. Each cycle, more refugees come out of the inner system. The war isn't going anywhere. Nimba pushes the crate into a storage rack and pulls netting across it. They disperse across the belt, of course, but many don't make it much farther than the overhang, especially if they can't work. It's not just food either. They need blankets, housing. Nimba suddenly pauses and shoots you a look over his glasses. Tell me, how was Greenbelt? Well run. I heard it was organized as a cooperative, all the workers sharing in the trade of their goods. But no chits exchanged, only resources for the colony. Nimba watches you closely. I had to pay cryo for the spores. That's right. I mention it because, well, it might be the kind of place to offer aid to the people here. Nimba sighs. I regret being mercenary, but waiting for benevolent helpers doesn't work. Apart from present exceptions, of course. I can speak to them. It's worth a shot. Nimba looks you in the eye, but you need that trust first. And then then talk. You have the feeling Nimba was waiting for your suggestion. Here, he takes one of the crates of spores. I'm sure they could use these. Take them as a gift. He pushes it to you. But don't begin with the spores. Begin by understanding what they need from you. Trust me, you have a feeling Nimba is good at getting what he wants. Meanwhile, I have a meal prep to begin. He takes a deep breath. Thank you for the spores. Really. I will keep asking for help. You have to forgive me for that. He smiles. It doesn't mean I don't understand what you're giving. Now, get out of here. Nimba waves you away with your crate of packaged spores. This expression somehow both withering and encouraging at the same time. Aha! We have another upgrade point. Minor drive complete. Major drive complete. Okay. Connect member to Aki. Earn Aki's trust. Yes, okay, so we help Aki, and then we help Nimba. Gotcha. That's how that works. And I've got some dice to spend. We're up to 3. We're so close to just getting a plus on everything except talking to people. Oh, sounds good. All right, I'm going to spend some of these dice, earn some chits, refill our fuel, and then we'll take off next time here on the BackLog. Thanks for watching. I'll play it again later.